Well, what I wanted to do with Tenet was to take the audience on a very wild ride. John David Washington plays the protagonist, who's unnamed. He's just referred to as the protagonist. And that, to me, was always indicative of wanting to create an iconic presence at the heart of the film. Very much in the tradition of, The Prisoner, or Clint Eastwood playing the man with no name, in the Sergio Leone westerns of the 60s. We wanted to tap into that idea of the iconic presence at the heart of the film. And John David had the requisite charisma to play this kind of character. That was very apparent to me from his other work. But also what he had that I thought was equally important, possibly more important, was this sense of empathy with his fellow man. He's got a generosity of spirit that I think is enormously important, because at the heart of these kind of spy films, generally, there's a degree of cynicism to the character at the center of it. And yet, these are characters who, at least in the stories, they're prepared to lay down their life for their fellow human being. They're prepared to self-sacrifice for an abstract ideal or their country or whatever that is. And it seemed to us that somebody really prepared to do that in the real world would have to have a sense of faith, a sense of generosity of spirit, a sense of empathy with the people around him. And John David was able to bring that to the character while still staying true to the sort of ruthless professionalism required of these kind of characters to make the most exciting story. Well, what I wanted to do with Tenet was to take the audience on a very wild ride in terms of the spy genre, the espionage genre. But I really wanted to get back to that childlike sense of wonder that I'd had when I first encountered the genre many, many years ago. And to do that, I felt like I really wanted to try and turn it on its head and try and give people a reason for reapproaching the genre, engaging with it differently, looking at what's really exciting about it. And the way to do that for me was to bring in this component, this science fiction idea, this idea of time and the manipulation of time. And it's something I've been fascinated with for a long time, really based on an initial understanding of the idea that the laws of physics are symmetrical. They can run forwards and backwards, and they're the same, other than entropy. So it's really about taking one little aspect of the world and changing it and seeing what that could do to a story like this.
Vuoi far schiantare un aereo? E quanto è grande l'aereo?
Ecco, questa è la parte un po' drammatica.